Okay, nako mag-ups. Okay, magandang gabi ho sa inyo lahat. Welcome sa ating program. Ako po si Sonny Laragan. Ayan, bagong-bago kasi it's a cute night tonight, no? Sorry, my apologies. Our apologies for, making your Tuesday not happy in a way initially because we're coming up kind of late tonight. Pero we're gonna make it up with you. Last week we had a very special guest in the person of Mr. Kamar Reman. No, he's the founding partner of Deo Solicitors, no, Deo Volante Solicitors or DV Solicitors. Magandang gabi ho. At pasensya na late ho kami. Talagang we're gonna make it up with you guys. Last week napag-usapan natin, makakasama natin yung isang kaibigan natin na managing director ho. He's the managing director of Banco de Oro. Good evening, Attorney DANNA Quinto. You seem to have some good news, a lot of good news today, so making us happy. No? Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, so kamusta mga kababayan? As usual, dito sa remote support bubble natin, every happy Tuesday, we always start the show with saying magandang gabi at kamusta ka? Kamusta kayo, Mr. Laragan? I should ask that first. Kamusta
Okay
kayo?
naman, no? Ako yung medyo nalulungkot lang dahil, hindi naman nalulungkot, kundi parang, they alam nila kasi sanay na sila. They're really used to having us at 8 o'clock in punto, no? Sure,
Yeah.
but today, for some reason, pasensya na ho, no? We had a bit of a
alright.
technical adjustment lang, but sorry, our apologies, but tonight, it doesn't make it any less, great because it is the night that we have prepared for in a way. Because last week we had a great time with Mr. Reman, no?
Yeah, that's
napakaganda,
right.
no? It was great, no? Siguro we have him again. Well, just for a chat again, and then we invited a very good friend of ours. He was watching us last week, and we'll find out what his thoughts were watching Mr. Reman.
That's true, yes.
Last week, no? This guy, you guys are a lawyer. Attorney DANNA, you're a lawyer. Mr. Reman is a lawyer. This guy is a lawyer.
He's
Let's ask
also
him
a lawyer.
when he passed the bar back home in the Philippines. But in the meantime, why don't we say hello to our very special, guest again? Okay, we have a couple of special guests, but let's say hello to our special guest last week. We had him last week. We're having him again. So ikaw na, introduce Attorney DANNA. Yeah, please.
Well, without further ado, everyone's been saying he's such a cool boss and he's very interesting. And the energy level last week was very high. Without further ado, our founding partner, Mr. Kamar Reman.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you very
Reman,
much.
good evening to you.
Thank you very much, Dana. Dana is my boss now, so I have to be very careful in this program. The last program when I was the managing partner, but this is a change now, so she is managing. And I can tell you guys, she is tough boss.
Wow, thank you. That's coming from you, Mr. Reman. Thank you very much. Okay, we have with us, because he was watching last night, Mr. Reman. So Dana's I'm gonna be introducing this guy because he was watching us last week, and it was quite interesting knowing that he was around, and a part of the show in a way. No, let's say hello. No, magandang gabi. Let's say hello. By the way, let's hello. Good evening. No, Attorney DANNA, baka gusto mong ikaw na magpakilala siguro, no?
Yes, you know better his credentials.
Oh yeah, okay, yes.
Know of him. I think you've got the whole roster. I don't want to miss
Yes.
out on anything because I know him as one of the pillars of the community. I know him as a fantastic professional, a lawyer, CPA. But I think I want to do him justice. So you better recite the full roster, Mr. Laragan.
Yes.
I don't want to miss anything.
One of the pillars of one of the probably like I was saying before, the birth of the flag, the birth of our republic all happened in Cavite, and this guy is a Caviteño, so he's a shall I say probably a founding member of Caviteños UK, no? It's one of those biggest organizations here in the UK, and every year they do very, very special events, and they try to outdo the previous event that they had. So he was also, I think, he was a representative. The Philippine National Bank sent him to Italy to manage the operations there. And then he came over. He's now the managing director of Banco de Oro. No, everybody knows him. He's a very active a community leader in here in the
True.
UK. He's a part of European network for ENFID. It's ENFID of Filipinos. So it's a huge organization of Filipinos all over Europe. Siguro papakilala ko na, no? Ladies and gentlemen, our very good friend. He's a lawyer, he's a CPA, and he's the managing director of Banco de Oro, none other than Mr. Ronald Sipat. Ronald, magandang gabi sa'yo.
I'm humbled with your all introduction. Good evening, Mr. Reman, and good evening, Miss Dana.
Good
Magandang
evening. Good
po
evening.
sa lahat. Yeah.
Good evening, Ronald.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, Ronald, it's an honor. We had Mr. Rahman. It's an honor also because this guy is really self-made. He has from humble beginnings back in Pakistan. He made a name. Well, he made something of himself here in the UK. So self-made man, just like you, no, in a way, because you more or less self-made ka rin, no. So before anything else, you were introduced before we went on there, but I'd like to introduce you to one another while we're having the show. Ronald, I'd like you to meet the founding partner of Deo Volente Solicitors. No, it's a very forward-looking, so group, no, organization. To this is a legal group, and they're huge now. Lumalaki sila from they have one before, one office. Now they have two, and perhaps later on 3 or 4 or 5 all over the country. Very aggressive. They've got so many ideas. No, they've got their own apps. No. At marami pa iba, a whole lot of things. But anyway, Ronald, I'd like to meet Mr. Kamariman, the founding partner of Deo Volente Solicitors. Mr. Raman, Mr. Ronald Sipat of Banco de Oro, Managing Director.
Mr. Reman, good evening. It's a pleasure and I'm really honored to be with you tonight. The idol.
Oh, idol.
Inspired. Now I have a name for Mr. Reman. Idol.
Right, idol. Oh, yes. Mr.
Honor is
Raman.
all mine. I spoke to you briefly last week, and Mr. Laragan always speaks highly of you, and it is as same as Dana too. So good to see you live and talk to you. And I was looking at your achievement. What do we call it in Arabic? Is mashallah. You well done. Very good. Good to
Thank
see
you.
you and talk to someone like a really successful individual. And may you have many more success in the future.
Thank you very
Right.
much, Mr. Reman.
Ronald, siguro when you have your we're now in the pandemic, but if in case we have already this when you celebrate your event again, why don't we invite Mr. Reman to attend your very prestigious event? No, it's one of those events the embassy or everybody's looking forward to, the Caviteños UK Association annual, how do you call, Philippine Independence? How do you call it, Ronald?
Philippine Independence Day celebration. Yeah.
Okay, probably to our kababayans as well who might not actually be aware of what Cavite means to the country. Tell us something. What's so special about Cavite? What's so special about you guys? Why is Cavite, where you hail from, very special?
Well, for the benefits of Mr. Reman and of course all the viewers and listeners, Caviteños really is very popular because the declaration of Philippine Independence Day was done in Kawit, Cavite on June 12, 1898. And we are celebrating the 123rd anniversary celebration of Philippine independence. And also, of course, the first Philippine Republic president was then Emilio Aguinaldo, hails from Cavite. So it's really we are very honored to continue the tradition of holding and sponsoring the holding of independence celebration in the UK. So yearly we are doing that very close, if not on June 12, but very close to June 12, depending when Saturday or Sundays comes in. No? So in coordination with our Philippine Embassy and of course Filipino community uh, leaders and business organization, we join together and celebrate this uh, Independence Day.
Wow, thank you, Ronald. Thank you very much. Okay, well, you were watching last week. What were your thoughts about Mr. Raymond? Finding out. What were your thoughts, Ronald?
You said he is a self-made man, and I'm really inspired. The energy put into your show, and that word of putting value to your show by having their presence, the DB Bolente. No, normally when you look at uh, a legal company or lawyer firm, normally you put your name into it. No, but I was a little bit. Inspired by DB Solicitor or Deo Bolente, no? So I thought one of the partners would be either Deo or Bolente, but it came to my mind that Deo Bolente is a Latin word for God willing, Inshallah, for Arabic, So I'm
Yes.
inspired, and even looking at the website, how can you go wrong? Can do attitude, continued learning, dream big,
Yes.
diversity and inclusion. This is the way forward for any organization or for any legal firm for that matter. You said they are expanding, and I'm touched. I'm really touched. I read something about at the early age, Mr. Raymond was orphan. Sorry to bring
Oh,
that.
really?
And yeah,
Okay.
all the
Wow.
way through. No, he he is bringing a rug to a school, because the school cannot provide equipments, furnitures, for the
Wow.
student. No? So, you know, it's really something that you looking back, you can see yourself. I myself came from a what you call a barrio, no, in the Philippines, no, a small barrio. You go to school, no shoes whatsoever. It's just the slipper. When it's during the rainy season, a lot of mud will come. You gotta experience all these things just to go to school. And I can see myself in in the humble beginning of Mr. Raymond, and look where he is now. No, from a single-handedly uh, solicitor of Raymond solicitor in 2007. Look what DB is
Wow.
right now. It's something. It's something to look upon.
Ronald, you
No,
researched.
thank you very much.
You know.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Well,
Yeah, yeah. Well, go ahead, Mr. Berman. You researched him. He researched me as Europe's coolest and most romantic Philippine presenter, and that's the only thing I can claim your credit for. But this guy has really made something out of his life, and there's the reason. Ronald, DANNA, attorney, this guy is a source of inspiration. You know why? We had a chat. I don't know. Well, we had a chat, and he said, "Sonny, why don't you, come up with successful people, inspiring people? Because we're in the midst of pandemic. People are losing hope, perhaps. But by interviewing people, not necessarily probably Filipinos, we could have. Ronald, don't you agree? Even any other nationality, we can have them on the show, interview them, and get some ideas, nuggets of wisdom, or any inspiration. How they were able to survive and rise above the previous statuses. No, so yeah, Mr. Roman, what can you say to what our good friend Ronald said? He's researched you. I don't know if he knows your favorite color. Ronald,
Yeah,
you researched the
I
guy.
can tell you by the end of this program, we will be the best of the friends. I can tell you that. I can be sure of that. It's really good. Thank you very much, Ronald, for kind word. But one thing I will say, you mentioned your own humble beginning. You will note all the successful people around you, maybe in your country, community here in UK. uh, it's almost 80 to 90 percent individuals. They are came from background like me and you. What we need is to give them a platform to show, or there can be an example for other people what can be achieved, and it takes some little bit of courage to admit to that. The problem is when someone from difficult beginning able to achieve something in life, they run away from their past. They don't want to be part of that because they really hate that part of their life. But we need to show, and we did discuss this last week, I believe, Sonia, on this point, that we need to show that it's cool, it's right, it's okay. And we were talking about self-made. So people, it's a universal truth. You are self-made, whether you're best or worse. So if you're not living in a good life, that is you're self-made. As well as living a good life, you're self-made. Same as go for Ronald. Ronald achievement great because he came from humble beginning, but again he saw someone on radio, stroke TV, and he thought that, oh, it could be me talking there, and that is what we need to do. Listening to me today, listening to you, Donald, there are plenty of other people will be exactly in our shoes. Maybe Sonny agree with me. There's plenty individuals. What we need to do, give them the platform to say, look, it's cool to come out, to say, look, where you come from, and then be you use the word beacon of hope for other people. So they can take an example and say, look, it's okay to start not so good environment, but to achieve something in life and touch other lives so they can continue with that success.
Yeah, you're right,
What can you say, Ronald?
Mr.
Yes, yes.
You're right, Mr. Reman. That is very inspiring, and again, that is also something like looking back. I'm very fortunate because even if I am not in the legal profession at the moment, I have been in banking for the last 40 years. I started in 1981. No, that is my first job, and all of my work employment opportunities came to us in banking is really giving back and helping us, especially the overseas Filipinos, because I was assigned in from 1996 already doing this kind of remittance business for the bank, so I can relate, even when I went to Saudi Arabia during 1990s, I saw the hardship of these people, and that's why uh, the company that I work with, the previous company, and even the company that I work with right now, it's not just simply making business with them, but just the business itself is by helping these people, no, especially those who really work hard for hard-earned money, not to be just be remitting back to the country where they came from, but also giving them opportunities, side by
Oh,
side. So this is a very inspiring thing, no? Not only on the banking side, in legal profession, but in every opportunities that comes our way, no? So as you said, there should be a way, that you know we who are more or less made it somehow be an inspiration to them, encourage them, and then if we could, give it back to them, to those people who are really in it. That's why this is one thing. Probably I'll ask some questions with DB solicitor later on, because there could be some way we can also help those who are vulnerable at the moment. Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I will love to. Love to. I've seen your 40 years in banking. One question I think I should ask. You also did a law degree. Why banking? Why not lawyer?
That is very, that is very a good question. Being a lawyer is not something I wish for. I dream of becoming an engineer. Yeah, even being a CPA is not also what I wanted. No, I
You
I
did very well
attended
for things that you did not want.
exactly. Uh, accounting profession is not in my I but there is no option when you are living in a province,
Yes.
and you are not able to afford to go to the city, to go to bigger university. You don't have any option but to choose what courses available in the available school or college or university in your area.
Well,
So it,
What,
it,
what is your, sorry to ask,
good.
what is your real passion? If given a chance, you have every opportunity to choose whichever you want to. What you will like to be?
yes, I'd like to be an engineer during the time.
That
Wow,
time,
great.
but right now, Ronald, but right now, well, it's just the banking industry is your more or less your passion. You wanted to be an
Yeah.
engineer, you became an accountant, eventually a lawyer. Let's turn the tables to Mr. Reman. You researched him, Mr. Reman. Was it being a lawyer your first dream? Because the reason why we're having this conversation, guys who are watching right now, this is like a chat between people. Actually, we are not the how would I call this, Attorney Dana? Our special guests are the guys who are at the forefront right now,
Yes,
because
exactly. We're listening to this conversation. Even I'm being inspired in the process. So I think this is quite this is very unique in a sense that we're having two very inspirational people exchange inspirational stories. So you don't have one person just saying an inspirational story. You have two people exchanging inspirational stories about each other.
which is what Mr. Rahman wants actually. And
Yeah.
Ronald, no, see, I think I agree with him. It's best to have people who have, made it, inspiring stories. People, the real guys. Because sometimes in universities, for example, somebody might teach a business course, but has never had a business. So the best person who could teach you probably business courses is somebody who's undergone the hardships, the trials, the ups and downs of running a business. Because it comes for and that is Mr. Rahman. Mr. Rahman, because we're talking people, inspiration, my very good friend Ronald has researched you as an orphan. You were an orphan and you made it. Okay, not through the connections or not through your parents. Not unlike Donald Trump, he had the seed money from his father. Okay, Donald Trump has the seed money from his father, who was really rich, and the father was setting up different, apartments, buildings all over outside the main New York side. But Mr. Rahman, I didn't know about you being an orphan. I know you've been telling me about me being Europe's coolest and most romantic Filipino presenter, but I don't know anything more than you being the founding partner of Deo Volante. What was the initial desire? Ronald here tells us, I wanted to be an engineer, but probably perhaps, I don't know if you couldn't afford it that time. And that's the reason why you had to take up accounting and eventually become a lawyer. Mr. Rahman, what did he want when he was a young boy?
Okay, one thing, can I ask all three of you to just my first name is Kamar. So if you call me Kamar, that's where I'll be. I calling you with your first name, please. Do call me Kamar. Donald said something really interesting, and this is why I believe that our common connection is where we come from. It doesn't matter which country we originate, what language we speak, or what color we have. The common base is that law was not my first choice, and like his accounting was not his first choice, or banking was not his first choice. Now the question is, what was my choice? The problem with me at that time, and the problem with a lot of other individuals, even now, living in similar circumstances, they don't know because they never been given that opportunity. What you would like to do in your life, and the very first thing, because coming from that background, you are looking at how can I get to earn some money to be able to live a life. So that luxury of choosing your own profession and just go and do it well, that may not be there for so many people even now. Now, one lesson people can learn, and that's story you can learn, even if you not this is your not first love, but you can still make it a success. And look at him today, where he is now. This was not his passion, but look at what he did. So hard work, commitment, giving back to the community, and all of that. Look, I don't want to go back where I come from, and I'll make sure that so many other people I can take out from that background. With that, even though what I'm doing every day is not my first choice, but I still will do it because that is what I meant to do. Now, same as with me. Law was not my first choice, but once I started, that was me. So my first choice, if you ask me, was looking after the goats, and I'll still do that. Last week, when I was talking to you guys, I was in London. Today, I'm in a farm back home. This is Pakistan. I'm talking to you. So this is Pakistan talking. I'm at my farm now. That is where I am.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Great. Great. I remember, if I can share this, I don't know if you guys know it, but I finished about 3 years of law school back home in the Philippines, up until torts and damages,
Yeah.
property and everything. So, and some of my professors back home were illustrious justices of the Supreme Court. In fact, one of my professors, or our dean then, was Cecilia Munoz Palmay. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
her. Okay,
Yeah.
she was, and then my professor in I think political law was Supreme Court Justice Felix Macasyar. It's a pity I wasn't able to finish that, because every time I'd go back to school, something good would happen with my career back home in the Philippines in terms of broadcasting. So I only reached about third year of law proper school. But I had on the first day, I just let me just let, because Mr. Kamar is raising goats or having these farms and everything. We had a classmate, Ronald Kamar and DANNA. And this classmate is, so each one of us would introduce ourselves because it was the first day of class. And then, so hi, I'm SONNY LARAGAN. I'm a newscaster at DZBM FM. I was working at Manila Broadcasting Network that time as a newscaster, news editor. One of my classmates stood up and said, "Hi, I forgot his name, but he's a Muslim actually." And he said, "My name is this, and I'm a driver." It happened to, he is a driver, but he drives very expensive cars. Yeah, self-made. Yeah, self-made. But so looking at now at Mr. Kamar, he might have some goats, but he might have about 1,000 goats, in his farm. He might
Yeah.
probably have 2,000 cows in his farm. So he's made it, and we salute you, Mr. Kamar. So he
Thank you
didn't
very
like,
much, sir. Thank
he
you.
didn't like
Very much for
lawyering initially, but eventually you got into it, no? So, ito, well, I'm talking a bit of Tagalog. I said, ito, here it is now. This is a wonderful interaction we have. Ronald, Attorney DANNA, Kamar, this is a nice interaction because somehow, by having this chat that we have, we get to, tell them how we were and how we started and who we are and where we are now. And, from A or from step 1 to step 10 now, it wasn't easy, perhaps. Mr. Ramar, was it an easy journey to where you are now? What does one need to be able to reach where you are now? Was it easy, hard work? What does it need? It doesn't. I don't think it's just purely, desire or enthusiasm or attitude. What is it that brought you to where you are now?
Again, thank you very much, Sonny. It's very hard to answer this question whether it was easy or hard, because something could be easy for me and hard for you, and hard for me and easy for you, because it's individual circumstances which dictates what is easy and what is hard. But what I think I can tell you, whether it was easy or hard, I will not change a single bit about that. So even if given a chance, I will go through again those hardships, losing even parents at very early age. I want to go through that because then that losing parents gave me a sense of pain. The one people who lose their parents, so I can feel feeling about them, and then I can be touch their lives in that way. So that's what I'm doing now, sitting back here in my village. So If that was not the case, I might not have that feeling. So everything come to me in my life. Looking back, now I will say welcome, because and if given me a chance again, I will go through all of those again.
All right. If you had to live your life once again, you're gonna live it the same, the same way
Same
that
way.
you've lived. Okay.
Nothing changed.
Dana, Dana,
Yeah.
I give you the floor. So if you want to ask these guys, two gentlemen, I know that you know Mr. Kamar, because you. Oh, by the way, let's Ronald. Who would like to make the announcement? Is it you, Kamar, or Dana? Who's going to be announcing your new position?
Do you want to
Oh,
make the
I think it's best that
announcement?
we have Kamar to do it. Ronald, we have some good news, huh? And this makes us proud as
Yeah.
Filipinos. And I think, well, she deserves it. Look, she's very smart. She talks smartly, masipag, very industrious, no? So, sige, Mr. Rahman, Kamar, can you make the announcement, please, on national, let's just say national television, so all the Filipinos viewing this program at this very moment. All right.
Okay. Now, Miss Donna Quinto is our new managing partner at Dio Valente Solicitors. And now, let me tell you how quickly things happened since she joined. She joined around September 2019. And we do end of year personality of the year awards, and every colleague have to choose one person which they think they are the best personality. So she managed to won that personality of the year award with only 3 months with the firm. Now that gives you indication that she is not stopping there. So she moved quite swiftly, and today she is the managing partner. And that is, I think, a proud moment for not for only for Dia Valentes listed, but for the whole of the Philippine and Philippine community living in Cuba. I congratulate them because she is the best representative they can have, and I can only talk about her because she is the one who I ever worked from that background. But she is the one to watch for the future.
Dana, congratulations, Dana.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Romano. Very, very kindly. Thank
Oh,
you.
acceptance speech, Dana. Yeah.
No, I think, as I always say, Mr. Laragan, just like I'd like to think that also hindi din, I'm speaking in Tagalog. It wasn't an easy journey as well for me. We're all immigrants here. We know that. I didn't start out as a lawyer in the UK, so I did odd jobs too. Always wasn't my first choice as well in that sense. But I think if you have a home, a ground that's conducive, that will propel you to be the best that you can, I think that's very helpful. And I'm very, very deeply grateful for mentors like Mr. Rahman, who has helped me find this purpose in my life, which is to add value to other people's lives by service in whatever position that you have. And from what I'm hearing from Mr. Sipat, that's also his ethos. His ethos is to be able to serve the Filipino community, and equally yours, Mr. Laragan. So I'm glad to be in the company of kindred spirits. So thank you, guys.
Well, congratulations and thank you very much, Kamar. Thank you very much. Yes, well deserved, and we believe so. Ronald, diba? We believe so, no? How long
Yes,
have you
Sonny.
known Dana? How long have you known her?
I don't know if you remember, Mr. Sipat, a couple of years ago, the late Cynthia Barker, when she was appointed president of Rotary in Elstree and Borehamwood, we were lunch teammates, and you were very.
Yeah, I always.
You remember that?
I remember that. Yeah, I think that was the first time that
Was the
then
first time.
I met Dana, no, in
Yeah.
L3 when during
Cynthia
the
was
Rotary Club,
campaigning.
Yeah, yeah.
All
So
right.
she was appointed
Campaigning.
president of Rotary.
President.
Rotary,
in
yeah,
Elstree.
Rotary. Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah,
Elstree and
Rotary.
Borehamwood. And we were invited,
What?
and we were seatmates. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Although
you
I think that
remember.
was the first time Dana, personally met Dana, but I heard of Dana, long time before, even in the Philippine Embassy. I think you do some jobs in the Philippine Embassy, and during the time I'm very close to the Philippine Embassy, and I've seen you quite some time there. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
Ronald C.
congratulations, we are very proud of
Yeah,
you, Dana.
Thank
Okay, yeah.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Miss.
Thank you.
Well, you mentioned.
From trainee, ah.
Yes.
From
From
training, yeah,
trainee
yeah, from
solicitor
training a very long
in
time ago.
2012, ah? 2012? In
Yeah, that's true.
2020?
2012. That's right. That is right.
July 2012, no?
Thank you. Yes,
Ayun.
you're very
Yeah.
good. You are very good with your
Eh,
information. You're very
Kamar,
good. Thank you.
Ronald here doesn't have any problems inviting the ambassador to all of their events. When he says, "Please attend our event," the ambassador will be there straight away. That's how influential our very good friend Ronald Sipat. So yeah,
Then last week we were discussing individuals who may wish to apply for a job and what they should be thinking or maybe preparing themselves for to face their potential employers. And obviously, in your professional career, you must be sitting in plenty of interviews. Uh, what you may be thinking, what this gentleman sitting in front of me, or maybe woman, what they should talk about? They are missing one point. What that missing point you think should have been, and it should be addressed differently.
oh, Kamar, what's your question again? What can you say that again? You were asking what?
Just want to ask Donald, is his experience sitting as an
Ronald,
employer in potential employee?
how does he interview potential employees sitting right across him? How does he interview them? How does he deal with them? Is that what your question is, Kamar?
Yeah, yeah.
Ronald, how do you do it? So if somebody's applying, how do you, I'm sure you've had so many people, apply to you in the past,
Yes, Sunny, actually, it all depends on the position available. No? If you are dealing with some specialty position or technical position, of course, you are looking for some, skills and competency of the applicant. But if you are just applying, say, for the entry level on this one, the most important thing that I'm looking at the applicant is your enthusiasm. You can see the character of a person at the first time that you meet him, or the way he conducts an interview. You can see whether there is some flexibility, no, and on the applicant, no, you don't want to see an applicant, dictating the terms, that I can only be available on this one. This is the only thing. If that is an entry level, you are looking an applicant, who has the interest. You can see, you can feel who has the interest to be with the team, to be with the organization. You can see from the interview whether there would be some initiative on the part of the applicant itself to be part of the organization or the team. No, as I said, if you are looking for a specialist position, of course, the first come to me is the competence. And you can see it from the previous experiences. If it's just an entry level, I'm judging it from the character of the applicant. And I can see it at the first time.
What do you usually ask them, Ronald, the first time, for example? So it depends. You were saying that it depends on the kind of job, if it's probably an entry level or technical or whatever it is. But is there not like a generic question that you ask these people?
Yes, the first time, why in our company? What do you see
Why
in
in your
us?
company? Okay.
Yeah, aside, of course, when you're applying for a job, is to have experience, especially on the entry level, or if you are already experienced and somebody, why come to us? Why not this other company? What is so special with us that you want to be part of the team, or you want to be part of the organization? Uh,
Let's see what Kamar can say to this, because he asked you. Kamar, what do you think? What
I
do you
think
ask when they say that they're not available on this certain thing? It's a turn off. What do you what Ronald? What would you want the employee to say? They're available, and how what? Can you explain further? When
No,
you
no,
have a
no.
turned off with
What
something?
I'm
Yeah.
saying, when you are applying for a job, you should know. You should be flexible enough, no.
Flexibility.
So flexibility, I mean, you cannot apply for a job and say, you are only available on these things, or you are
All
only
right.
available over, So, what you are looking at is, can this applicant be with us for a long time? Is there something that I can give back to this applicant if he is hired, you know, to be part of the team,
Okay.
you know, because we are looking for a long term commitment from a would be because sometimes uh, you can see whether you will be used only as a stepping stone. Of course, no, that is not really that's not bad. No, you want to provide a stepping stone experience to these people, but sometimes at, at the very outset, you want some, long-term commitment from who you'd be because you will be investing in them. You want them to be part of the organization, especially for a long term, unless it is a contractual job that you are looking at, say, for a specific 6 months period only, But again, even during at that time, you are looking for the potential already to be part of the organization.
Ronald, can I know Kamar has some questions, but because I'm a student of Kamar, because I observe whatever he says. So I'll ask you this. There are two applicants. One, not so much experience. Okay. The other, very experienced. Well, along perhaps he could give you probably 100 pages of experience. Somebody and another who has got just a few experience. What does one with less experience get the chance for you to for you to hire him, and if ever, why? Because I remember Kamar saying this last week about experience, right, Kamar? That it's
yeah,
more of it's more you might have the best experiences, but that would give me an idea that you perhaps have not been successful because you've been moving from one company to the other. So if you are new, I'd still give you the chance, as long as you have the attitude, the determination, those attributes. Am I right, Kamar? Do you agree? Am I paraphrasing you correctly or incorrectly?
you're absolutely right, absolutely. And Ronald made a very good point. In the last week, if I remember correctly, I think we did discuss that you are not important, neither are the employer. The main thing is the business you are applying for. And Ronald made a very good point that why our company, why not other companies? What is so special about us? What you know about our company? And that is a very key because that's where the individual miss that. But if you look at their CV, they all talk about themselves. And the employer, when they interview them, and then basically talking about them as a person, to find out where they have experience, do they have enough education background which they can meet the requirement. And I can understand from Ronald background because he is working with a very big organization, and sometimes you have to work with others. What one luxury we had, and I think Ms. Dana Quinto can confirm that we can choose. We don't have to ask the permission from anyone else. We just say, look, we see a spark and the individual say, okay, you can come, and even you don't have the experience or the qualification. And the other thing which Ronald made a very interesting point is that uh, someone to commit a long-term future with you.
Yeah.
Maybe Ms. Quinto may be laughing while I'm discussing this point. And I say there are individuals who they move on whenever they suits them, but we should not be the one who can hold them back. This is opportunity in a life they have. We had our opportunity, we moved on, and they can do that. And as long as we can add a value while they're with us, that's the only thing we are interested in. And this could be, if you ask them, employers or 10 businessmen out of 9, they may say to you, it's the wrong way of thinking. But for individual like us, it works. Where we were last year, we moved on, we have progressed, and 2 years ago we are better now than 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So there must be something right about that approach or attitude. If we want an individual with less experience and less education and less attitude, same goes for companies. They have to have an attitude. They may not have that big experience or people with a lot of qualification, but as long as they have an attitude to move forward, they can. Companies or organizations are made of individuals. So all those individuals, if they have a good attitude, they can do. And Ms. Donna Quinto is one of the individuals with the attitude sitting here today as a managing partner of the law firm, which she joined just a year ago. So that shows that you shouldn't be waiting for 5 years, 10 years. If you're good enough, come and do the job.
Well, we have some questions. We'll open, well, not really open the floor, but we just, a lot of people would like to congratulate Donna here. So, okay, so we'll make way. Attorney Dana, sandali lang, no? Saan ba tayo? Ito tayong dalawa lang. We'll read out the questions. Ito, may, Edgar Duway here says he's got a question lang for the three lawyers. I am the only one who's not a lawyer. So he's got a question for all the three lawyers. Okay, here is a question. Mabasa mo, Ben? Can you read that, Dana?
Yeah. A question for the three attorneys.
Although
if you are gonna hire an employee, what is the number one criteria you want to see in an applicant?
So you might have a lot of criteria, but just the number one lang. Can we ask Ronald? Ronald, anong number one mong criteria?
Well,
Ronald,
of course, if I'm hiring a technical people and a specialist people that I need for the job, I need some competency, But if it is something like
so competency
in entry level, I need someone who I think an attitude, I can see it from the very start, if the applicant has the right attitude to be part of the team.
So instantly you can find out, you can see, you can sense. Okay, let's ask Kamar. Kamar, what do you think? Number one criteria. You may mention a lot. You may mention 3, 4, 5, but the number one.
Attitude. Whether entry level or whether I'm hiring a partner, attitude. Just one attribute I will say, attitude.
Okay, attitude. Ayan, mga kaibigan, ladies and gentlemen, I said mga kaibigan, friends, because I'm just mentioning a few Filipino words. Mga kaibigan, Kamar, that means my friends or buddies or Okay, let's magpapabati. Let's mga greetings lang. Let's have some greetings here, Attorney Dana, no? Sige, we'll make way for some greetings dito para sandali lang, no? Okay. We have here Rudy Librojo, attorney, no?
Rudy, yes.
Oo, si Rudy Librojo is sandali lang. Many people are so proud, ecstatic, no, happy, no. Pero ito muna, greeting muna. Hi, good evening, Sir Sonny, and lovely Attorney Dana. Happy Tuesday, all the way from Belfast, no? Ayan.
Happy Tuesday, Rudy and Mia. Happy Tuesday.
Oh,
I saw the album or something the other day.
All right.
I don't even,
Good evening, Dana and Sonny. Ayan. From Marie Fairbank. Sonny Laragan, please ask Dana what is the first step for same-sex marriage?
It's the same as any. It's the same as any marriage. I think with these days, you ask for a license. I think when you go for a marriage, so I think it's an administrative question that you can easily look up because there's not much difference nowadays.
Okay, all right. Juliet Alviedo Marcelino, good evening, Sonny and Attorney Dana. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Okay.
Happy Tuesday, Juliet.
Happy Tuesday. Okay, so we have Emmeline Rafael. Good evening, Sonny and Attorney Dana and everyone, no? Say Emmeline Rafael. Mabuhay, Emmeline Rafael. I don't know what. Oh, Edgar Duay says Filipino name for attorney QR. Ramon. What do you mean, Ramon?
Well, that's good. Ramon. Ramon
So,
sounds good. Ramon.
Ramon ba? Ramon?
I like that.
Ronald,
Ramon.
Ramon daw. What do you think? Ramon ang pangalan niya, no?
Yeah, Ramon daw. Ramon.
Okay, Ramon,
Like
Ramon. Okay.
Ramon.
Ayan, si Ramon.
That would
Okay.
do.
That's
Ramon
good.
Ramon would do.
Okay. Sabi ni Cora Carsola. Oy. Si Ma'am Cora Carsola says, hello to all, Sir Sonny, Attorney Dana, Sir Ronald, Attorney Reman, and all. Ayan, okay, wow.
Happy Tuesday,
Attorney
Ma'am Cora.
yes, Kamar, you have a lot of friends now in the Filipino community, so when they see you. Good evening, Kuya Sonny, Attorney Dana Quinto, Mr. Reman, and Mr. Ronald Sipad. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Thank you very much. Ayan.
Thank you very much.
Happy Tuesday. Good evening.
Oo, good evening, no? At ito, mga Dory what's this? Makatanggap? Makatangkop.
Makatangkop.
Ayan. Dory, good evening. Thank you very much, ha? Ayan. Ito, congratulating our very good friend, si Attorney Dana. Congrats, Attorney Hyper. DQ.
Hi,
Ayun.
Edgar. Thank you,
Ayan.
Edgar.
Congratulations, Attorney Dana. Okay.
Thank you, Emeline.
And then we have Emelda Hintay Fernandez. Congrats, Attorney Dana. Ayun. Wow.
Thank you, Melda.
Everybody's hearing this now. Yan, Galicia Paner, congratulations po, Attorney Dana. Ayan.
Thank you, Yan.
Priscilla Pen says, well done, Dana. Proud of you. The pride of the Philippines. Question, please. Can a tourist visa, Can a tourist visa allowed to what? Oh,
G.
G, allowed to G. Oh, sorry.
Priscilla, you wanna...
Oh, di ba? Sige ba? Sorry, ha?
finish the
Edgardo
whole thing, yeah.
Cagastian, congratulations to Attorney Dana. Mr. Sipat has a nice memory. Uy. I like the hourglass of Mr. Reman on his table. Okay. Can we have a look at that? Where's that glass?
Where's your hourglass?
Hourglass. All right. Okay. Well, so people notice that, no? Okay.
Is that for your billable hour, Mr. Rahman? Is that one billable hour?
nga, billable hour. Another question, no?
Your horse.
Okay,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Reman, okay. You know, I don't know if you noticed this. A lot of people on the news when they get interviews, they would have some books behind them. I don't know if you know this, but there's a company, a rental company that that people can borrow or rent books from just to spruce up your background. No.
That's good.
But here we have a different case with Mr. Reman. Look at Kamar. He's got could you describe your table, please, for the benefit of our viewers? So what do we have there in front of you? It's a showcase of your office. What's that? Is that a bull or a carabao? What's that?
And bull.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Galing. Look, hourglass. Oh. You don't keep turning that anymore, do you? The hourglass, Kamar. It's actually stuck to that. So forever. How do you call it? Dripping or forever. Dana. Yes.
This is a life. That's how the life is passing by. So what we need to do, make sure every second counts, every minute counts, every hour counts, every day counts, and that's what I mean. What life given to you as a gift. Make something of that. When you go back, you give something back to your creator, and that's what it means.
Okay, right. Ronald, it's a very special night tonight. Though we have a lot of announcements from Kamar. He's the founding partner, but tonight it's good news for everybody, and we feel so light today, so happy, because Dana here is now how's that managing partner of
Managing partner.
Oh,
Yes.
De Volente, no? Wow.
Dea Bolente, yeah.
So
She's my boss. She's my boss now, so you have to be very careful.
Your boss now. So when did you tell your boss that she's going to be the boss? What did you tell? Was it last night? A couple of nights ago? When was this announcement? When was this promotion? Dana, when was this?
Last week we had Friday. I think the big day was the Friday.
All right. Wow. Congratulations. That's a welcome news. Very pleasant surprise news and everything, Ronald. Huh? You are the
Yes,
managing
yes.
director of Banco de Oro. Uh, is there anything you can tell us about Banco de Oro currently? Have you got any promotions? Any what's the trust of the company right now?
Well, of course, the thrust of the company right now is really to, to build a robust community, Filipino community with, financial literacy and, the culture of saving and, keeping for the future. No, so Banco de Oro, while not it's not a pure banking institution here in the UK, but we do more than remittances. No, so apart from remittances, we pave the ways or we find ways how to help our kababayan here to really look after their future, not only to send money and make fund transfer to the beneficiaries, but the Banco de Oro is to look after the future not only of the overseas Filipinos but their beneficiaries in the Philippines and their families as well. As you may well know, no, we provide other services other than remittances by helping them, you know. Uh, Banco de Oro is part of a big group of companies, including the retail market. Right now, we have a promotion. If you have this, what you call a BDO Kabayan Savings Account, when you shop to SM malls, you are entitled to 30% discount on all your purchases by merely showing that you have a Kabayan ATM or a passbook, Kabayan passbook account. So it helps, no? Especially during this time pandemic and difficult time. No? So we find ways to help, and those who would like to have this bank accounts, we can help, Sunny.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, okay. So sandali lang ha. Okay. Okay. Si Kamar, no?
Yeah,
For
I think they're having a technical issue there, but they said they'll be back in 5 minutes. So, just a minor
Oh, sige,
technical.
okay. Sige. Well, congratulations. So, pwede tayo magkwentuhan ng tayo-tayo lang, no?
Yes.
Dana, no?
Tagalog na ulit tayo.
Tagalog ulit tayo. Okay. Pero
Very
congratulations.
proud moment talaga, Sunny, ha? Very proud
Oh.
moment talaga. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Thank you po. Maraming salamat
Pero,
po.
teka muna. Ito, iintrigahin ka namin ni Ronald, no? Dahil, bagong-bago ka. Mahusay ka, malaki ang tiwala sa iyo ng mga bosses mo, yung mga founding partners. Hindi ba naman naiinggit yung mga kasamahan mo dahil baka mas matagal na sila, may 5 years diyan, merong di ba? I mean, how are you yan ba'y sumagi sa isip mo? Teka muna, may nauna sa kasi baka maintriga ako ito magalit.
I think yan yung natural na mga tanong, di ba, pag may mga ganun. However, I think mas constructive kung hindi, for me lang na kung iisipin ko yon, yan na yung kaibigan kong naglilinis dito.
Okay.
Kanya naman ako ilagay yung energy doon. Hindi ko naman pwedeng i-predict kung anong iniisip mo, Mr. Laragan. And the same way, hindi ko ma-predict kung anong iniisip ni Mr. Sipat. So, whatever it is that I think of about that, it cannot be completely guaranteed. So what I hope to do is to go kumbaga forward motion, mas lalo na, I like being proactive. I like being able to find positivity at solutions. And that's how I was trained as a litigator. For me, pag merong hindi ganun kabalanse or may issue, may problema, even with the relationships, how I would view it is how can we move forward? How can we move forward as positively as possible? Not on focusing on what is wrong with the situation, but finding out how we can turn the energy, how we can turn the situation into something that will benefit us all. So I think that's the same formula that I would apply whatever, kahit ano man yung role ko, kaya nung nag-waitress ako, nag-chef ako, nag-abogado ako, nag-managing partner ako, it's always going to be the same principle. How can we shift this energy into something that can be positive for all of us?
Well, if you're talented, you're talented. If you're, di ba, Ronald, no? Ganito lang. I would like to liken it to this, no? Ronald and Kamara, we're talking of somebody, even if you're new, if you're good, as long you can make it. You can be better than the other the other guy. Two bands in the Philippines, two bands, for example. One has been performing, siguro, they're veteran performers for the past 10, 15 years, okay? But they haven't achieved real success, record sales, not so much. But here comes a new group, just new, probably just a few months. But they've got beautiful music, they're so talented. And their records sell, so it doesn't. You couldn't say, "Hey, I'm an expert, I'm an experienced musician, better than you." You know, somebody new who comes in, but if they're good, then they're good. They could be better. They can overtake you. So it's talent. It's skill. It's what it takes. So
Yeah, I agree
well
with
done.
that.
Diba?
Yeah, I
Done.
agree with that, Sunny. The key there is that to deliver the
Exactly.
challenges that what is put to your shoulder. No? So sometimes, it's very difficult if you are put in a situation wherein you cannot deliver. No, so always the key there is that to lead by example. If you become the managing director, you lead by example and deliver what is expected of you, and everything you know will come up and follow that lead.
Somebody said, "Congrats po, Attorney Dana. Very proud. Good job." Miguel Peñaflor. So they're so
Thank you,
proud of you,
Miguel.
Attorney.
Salamat po.
Mabuhay ka talaga. We're so proud of you. Totoo yan. And I think for Kamar, for somebody successful as Kamar, for a self-made man, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He's an achiever, di ba? And to appoint you or make you the managing director, that's really something. No, he has great trust in you, and I think the great men, Ronald. Now that Kamar is saying that Dana is his boss, okay. Actually, the great people, Andrew Carnegie, you name it, everybody, even the great Ford, who made the Ford, the car. They believe in people to hire the best people, even people more intelligent than them, better than them, because these are the
Absolutely.
people who are the
Absolutely.
foundation of a successful company. You cannot do it all, no?
Absolutely.
So, Kamar,
Oh,
congratulations also for putting the trust and your trust in Dana's shoulders.
Only, technical hiccup earlier. Yeah, I think what I personally notice in my practical life is you're good enough, you will be noticed. And that is how you need to be. Sometimes we look for excuses. We look at I'm not hired because say racism or maybe they like someone else or whatever it is. But if you are good enough, believe you me, no matter where you come from, what education you had, if they need you, they will have you, and you need to become their need, and that is for if we continue our topic since last week is that's what you need to make sure that when you go and talk to them, you need to make sure that you get they should be getting this message from you that they need you. They will be thankful to you to come in because you have so much knowledge about that company, even not working for that company, and then you can tell because you're coming from outside. Sometimes we are inside the company, we don't know what is happening around us. Someone is totally outside, that they're looking at from outside, they can come up and point out where those things need to be done and where they can come in and improve that. And if I'm interviewing them, I would love to have a chat with that individual. I will be interested, and who knows, they will be hired. And same one person sitting here will tell you. She was like last week, I said she was hired in the first 5 seconds because the attitude she brought with that. And the very first day she came in, and there was a hearing, and one of our colleagues was not able to make it, and she just picked up the file and went to the, and while she was walking to the court, she was looking at the paper. While she was waiting for the case to be called, she was reading about the paper, and she done that. And that is the attitude. That very first day she came to office, you can tell she will make a mark. And today we are sitting here, and he's my boss. So I'm proud to say that I'm working for her. Maybe not in the same country, I run away. So she's too body. On the continent, 7,000 miles away. But that's how she is. But I think I can safely tell you Just watch the space. Say where the 6 months where the Dio Valente will be, 1 year where the Dio Valente will be, in 2 years' time where the Dio Valente will be under her leadership. And that is what I'm really sitting here to tell you guys I'm really proud of. Their
Wow.
attitude. We never met before. The very first time we met it was that interview. So from there on, she can show, and this is a good example for someone from any background, like an immigrant for any country they come from, not necessarily from Philippines. To say that look, you can make a difference. It's just you have to make a difference in yourself first, and then make a difference. Go out and make a difference in the world. The problem is we always try to make a difference outside without making a difference in ourselves. When I say difference in ourselves, start believing in yourself, start trusting in yourself, looking at what your real passion is, and just go out and do it.
Yes, yes, yes. Go out and do it. No, Ronald. Amazing.
Yes, yes.
Amazing.
Amazing,
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing.
Really.
Though. Yes.
It's
No. You were
very,
showing
very
signs.
nostalgic. Yeah,
Oh,
that
from
was
the
a
very first
nostalgic
interview.
story.
So
Yeah,
you
and
were
my
talking
first
the first
day at work.
time. Okay. So tell us about it. How were you interviewed with, by the way? Okay. So we were talking, this is actually a conversation, a chat that we're having to somehow, we talk about success. We talk about, the trials, the journeys and everything, what you look for in applicants. But let's ask you, Dana. Ronald, tulungan mo ko. Tanungin mo si Dana. Would you want to ask, help me? You want to ask Dana something about how it was, how she was, grilled by Kamar? Ronald, sige, baka may tanong ka.
Yes, Dana. How did you survive the grueling? you, with that
With-
kind of boss and leadership as Mr.
Yeah.
Rahman, I don't know, but did you find difficulties during the time that your first interview or application with him? Yeah.
Oh,
during
so
the
now
time?
it's a revelation. We're asking Dana
Yeah.
Yeah.
how it was. Were you, were you
Yeah.
sort of, afraid or confident or, where it was, did he have a menacing, profile or ambience that day when he was interviewing you? How was Kamar at that time when he interviewed you?
I would just say he was very contemplative. He was not he was very. That's one thing that I really picked up on him. There were a couple. It was two people who was interviewing me. My predecessor at that time, who was asking the usual technical questions, and he was actually asking those questions for what you would say soft skills, the attitude, and that's when that he was looking for your character. He was trying to get to know who you are. But one thing that I really remember is that he was listening very carefully. He holds your attention, and you know that this guy is not just ticking boxes in the CV, or he's taking notes, or this is not just a tick boxing exercise for him. He was listening very carefully. I really remember that. I read about obviously Dave Valente before I went to the interview. Most importantly, I read a little bit about him. So it was very interesting for me to meet him, because coming from an immigrant background as well, I really resonate with his journey. So when he said, I remember it. I don't know if you remember this, Mr. Rahman. One of the last questions that I asked is you asked me if I have any other questions, and I do remember, and I was very happy for figuring it out, because just like Mr. Seapak, I thought at first that he was Mr. Deo and Mr. Valente, and then I figured out that it was a Latin word for God willing. And then I look at your bio and your background, and I remembered, so it means inshallah. So I went to the last interview. The last 2 minutes was like, oh, Mr. Rahman, can I ask a question? He said, go on. He said, Deo Valente. I said, he said, yeah. Does it mean God willing? He said, yes, absolutely. So I said, so it means inshallah. And I remember him smiling, because he was so attentive that day. He was very neutral, and he smiled. And when we parted ways, he said, so we shook our hands and said, well, hope to hear from you soon. And then I said, well, yeah, inshallah. So that was, I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, I said inshallah, and then you smiled again. So, that's
Wow.
for me, it's about having those moments that you are able to level with this person that you're trying to work with. And that day as well, when I'm very nostalgic when I heard about the story, because I remember that story. I think it was the first 15 minutes. I barely finished my coffee. I was given this. This folder, and the only reason was that my colleague fell sick, so she wasn't able to attend because she got ill. So I thought I was like, well, no loss. And he looked at me. He's like, "Are you gonna be okay? It's at 10 o'clock." I said, "It's fine. I'll read it on my way, and I'll read it when I'm waiting for the listing." So I went in, and we had it was an expected outcome. So I came back, and he said, "How was it?" I said, "Look, I enjoyed it. I made my introduction to the local judges and the local guards, and I had a good first hour. And I came back. I had a bit of fresh air. I went back, and everyone was like, 'Oh, she's already in court.'" So that was very nostalgic. That first day was very nostalgic.
Brilliant.
To go back.
Sonny,
Yes. Come on. Yes.
can we change the program slightly? Let me apply a job to Ronald. I'm maybe applying one of the senior job, and let him interview me.
Ah, yes.
Role playing, is that what you said? Like, let's pretend that you're an applicant and Ronald's going to be interviewing you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Ronald, are you game? Okay, lang tayo. Let's play a game. Okay. Before we proceed with the question and answer, this is like a role playing simulation. Okay. Let's
This
see
game
how.
relates to what we
Yes.
discussed last week. What you should be talking about in a business when you go for making an application to join in. What type of discussion should be? Let's play a live so people can hear that the two individuals who they may think that they made a good of their professional life. How can they approach to different things?
Ronald, I don't know if this is the one of the most exciting days of your life. we're gonna be playing a little game. Okay. Now this is just to show, mga kaibigan, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we're doing this is somehow to give you an insight on how perhaps what a prospective employer thinks, and also see how a prospective applicant would reply. Okay. So this is more or less getting some pointers and finding out. No. Okay. Ronald, game. So it's gonna be you. So what are you applying for? What kind of a job should you require, Ronald? Is that like like we set something first, or is it just any job? Let's say, what is he applying for? What a solicitor, or is applying as any? Kamar, what kind of a job is this? Anything?
I'm, I'm, I'm applying for a job with it could be a country assistant for because it's a quite a big bank. I believe there is a presence in quite a few countries. So maybe assistant to the main head of that country running. So
Okay.
you could say it's a
So
senior job, but it's in a banking terms, nothing to do with the law. My first education, I think my first degree was double mathematics statistics. So that's I'm going back to my first
okay.
love. So here, application to you, Roland.
Ronald, so he finished mathematics, no? Statistics, was it what you were saying? Kamar?
Mathematics and statistics.
Mathematics is statistics. That's what he finished. But he's applying to be more or less a senior position, probably your assistant, something like that. Assistant to the managing director. Okay. Ronald,
I'm
ready
not
to go? Are
applying.
you?
Listen to Ronald. I want to be assist. Ronald is
No, yeah, that's
role.
right. I was passing it on now. I was saying, ready, Ronald, ready? Because I know Kamar is so eager to be interviewed by you for the position of executive assistant to the managing director. Ronald, ready? Are you game? Let's go. Huh? Sandali, wait, sorry, Ronald, sorry. Sorry. Okay, we okay. Now you're on. Okay, Ronald. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the interview. Would you like
Oh,
some
Mr.
music?
Kaman. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, good evening, Mr. Kamar.
Good evening. Good
Uh,
evening. Thank you very much for having
and
me.
thank you for giving us the time and opportunity
Thank, thank, thank
to
you very
know
much for
you.
having me. And having me.
Well, as you know, we have this available position as a country head in our office in Italy, and going through, uh, you know, your previous experience, and it seems that you're qualified for the position. But let me ask this question to you: uh, Why our company, and what and how do you see yourself with the organization?
Ronald, take two.
Okay.
Ronald, take two. Ronald, take two. Take two. Take
Yep.
two. Take
Okay.
two. Are you filling all the questions in one go? Should you not let him answer one, one question at a
No, no,
time?
it's okay.
Oh, it's
No,
okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
Sorry. Go. Sorry. My
It's okay.
apologies. Go. Okay. Go.
Okay.
This is a
Let-
senior position. We have gone through
yeah,
with the CVs and everything and experience. My question to you, Mr. Kamar, is why this company and how do you see yourself with us?
okay. Thank you very much, Ronald, for having me and hiring me, because I know at the end of the interview you will hire me. Now, what it is as a bank, like any other bank, it's a business. You are in to make money. Uh, But why I like this bank and why I'm applying to your bank, one, there is a available vacancy, and secondly, I looked at your bank background, and like I'm immigrant to the UK, and same as I believe this bank is immigrant to the UK. Now, what it is, this bank already made to where it is now, and the same as me as an individual. So there is a relationship already exists. So what I want to do is I want to add some value to this bank, because I believe coming back from the background, from the exactly similar background this bank grown, I can add value to. Now there are two type of business where you make money and as well as you make people. Now your bank up till now made money, and it's a lot of money, and a good business. Now, this is the time to make people now. So you can add value to each and every individual, not just in this country or Italy or in Philippines, wherever this bank can go. And let me explain to you what I mean adding value to every individual. Now, what we are going through with this COVID situation here in the UK and as well as in mainland Europe, including Italy, is that there a rethink process. Everything is. I used to say to my colleagues is a reset button. Now this is the second chance for us to think about this world, think about ourselves, and think why we are here, what we want to do, what we want to achieve. Now, for as a bank, like I said, as an organization made of so many individuals. No, it's not something which is lifeless. It is a life, represented by the individual who work for the bank. Now, up till now, what we've been running this one with our head, with mind. We were thinking of the ideas with our mind. What products we can bring in, add value to individuals, and therefore we can add value to our business. That is was our head was making all that decision, and has head was representing our body. Now we know, and science proves that there are two individuals within us. One is our body, and the other is our spirit. Now a spirit is headed by our heart. Now this is a time to run this business with heart. Now whatever we make money up till now, we can use to invest in individuals who are thinking about their dreams but they don't have opportunities. Now, as a bank, we can go back to them and say, look, we a change of heart. We had run up till now with our head. Now we are running this business with our heart. So we change of heart. So we are coming to you, what we can do for you. And then this way, Ronald, what we can do, every household will be a bank. Every member of the society, where it doesn't matter where they come from, what color they have, what religion they believe in. So they can be your bank. Their name will be your bank. So what we can do, and we know, yeah, if you have 10, even if one makes success, they can make another 100 people successful. And that is how you can reproduce. That is how you can do it. So I was saying to my colleagues the other day that you can live forever. And one way to live forever is start doing good, because every good multiplies. So similar thing your bank can do. Start doing good, and every good make multiplier. And you know, you are accountant. When you multiply things, it grows. So that is what I will do for your bank, and I believe I'm the right person for this job.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Ac- Actually, sorry, Sunny, I lost my battery.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, yes. But
That's
yes, now,
why.
go ahead. Sorry. Yes.
So sorry, sir, I did not hear some of the statement of Mr. Reman. But at the latter stage, I know, and your vision is the same vision that we have with the bank, and
Wow.
that is how we would like to move forward. And that's a very interesting to know that you can be part of the team. In that note, Mr. Kumar, make yourself
I'm
available.
hired.
Wow.
You're, 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 you're flying to Italy on the next available flight. No,
But
that was good.
you know what? Can I make
That was good.
can I make an observation? Can I make an observation?
Yeah.
Kamar, Dana, and Ronald. When you ask him why us, immediately he was a confidence. That was a confidence. I know that I will be hired. You know, he assumed. You know, probably that was brought about by the preparation, knowing about the bank, the job, and the requirements, because he was so confident enough that at the beginning, his statement was he's confident that he will be hired. Right, Kamar? From the
Yes,
very
yes, you're
beginning,
right.
that attitude of confidence. I think
And sorry, this is
And,
the
and
key.
remember,
This is
yeah, go ahead.
sorry,
Yes,
Donna. This is the key. You have to hire yourself first before your employer hire you. The problem is we
ex
don't have that trust in ourselves. We go in and we leave everything in the other person's hand. Why we should do that? Why you should give a driving seat to someone else? Drive your life yourself. Be confident enough to go and say, look, I am coming, sitting here, and I know when I leave this room, I will be hired.
all
Yes,
right.
exactly. That is what Mr. Rehman did, no? He took the initiative, no? He took the initiative. He put value to the
Yeah,
organization.
value. Yeah,
He put the vision, if you are an employer, no, even if it is already part of the ongoing thing, and here comes an applicant saying you a vision, saying something that you're looking forward. It is as if he is already part of the team. You know.
he is adding value actually by laying out
Eh,
these things that he can, he's capable of, and what's he's gonna
Exactly.
doing
Yeah.
is immediately this is the guy I want to hire. Don't what did you say? This is your next flight now to Italy, yeah, or we're giving you tickets now. You're hired. You can start on Monday. All right.
Because
Miss Quinto,
you already
Miss
saw
Quinto,
in the person the
yeah.
vision, no?
Yes, Kamar,
I think you have a non-compete, Mr. Amon. I think you have a.
Sorry, Miss Quinto, I already have another job offer. So if you're too harsh on me, then I'm going to accept that. I like Ronald.
you,
So
you like Ronald better as well.
In the same in the same manner that at the first interview of Attorney Dan, going to the basic of just on the name itself, Mr. Rahman already saw his successor in the company during that time, by knowing Deo Bolente. So at that time, he already has a protege
this will be my successor. When she becomes the managing partner of the company, I
Good.
am
All
thinking
right.
of a bigger thing. I am now an entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, putting my trust to someone who can really manage my business.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
very
Yeah,
inspiring. That is
hiring the
very
best
inspiring.
people. The most successful people hire the best people. The most successful people say that, I don't mind having people more intelligent than me because that's the great thing to do. That's the move forward. It's actually they are growing what I've envisioned. They are carrying on, diba? And everyone,
Yeah,
the nicest thing about Kamar's being with Kamar is that he treats everyone as a partner, as a business partner. Hey,
that
you're
is
not
true.
just an
That
employee.
is true.
We are in business together. You're a businessman. We're
That
both in
is true.
business. So that's that. Oh, look, that is true. What
That
one
is true. I
question?
did feel that. I did feel that actually. I did feel that. And for me, as a lawyer, but wanting probably because my roots as well was business. My first degree was in business. I wasn't a lawyer first, so for me it was like this is like coming back home. This is like
Yeah.
when I was in college, when I was in university, and actually it felt very empowering to tie up. There are things that we chosen along the way in our lives, and then you look back from where you started, and if it all made, and then suddenly it all made sense, and you are in a position where someone is allowing you, is empowering you to be the best of who you are, to have to use whatever skill set you have used as you said, as a partner, as a business partner, as someone potentially as an equal, well, as an equal really, and that is very empowering as an employee. That is a very empowering feeling as an employee.
Uh, Ronald, no, I'm quite curious what ran through Kamar's mind having this young lady in front of him. Uh, the looks, if I bump into Dana, not knowing her, I would mistake her as probably a freshman student, very
Yes.
young looking. You would not the typical lawyer probably who's, she
No.
looks very young. What was the reaction when you first saw her, Kamar? Here comes a young lady, very young. You could mistake her as she can be mistaken as a first year student, university student. What was running through your mind having this very young lady, well, a solicitor in front of you? What was your reaction?
I looked at her CV beforehand, and as soon as I saw her, I said, look, she's the one who can do that job. Now, because what you do, there is rarely what's written on a paper and what is at individual, they match. Very rarely, and Ronald will agree with me, that sometimes someone else is writing something about you because you've given someone else to write your CV. So here is whatever was written there, and as soon as I saw her, I said, look, yeah, I can trust her. So that trust, that attitude was there, and that is how. And she, what I just answered, the way I answered to Ronald for his question for my job application, that was exactly the attitude she showed. It is someone, oh, I can do, yeah, I can do better than what's been done before, and this is why I can do that. This is my attitude. This is where I come from, and this is where I'm going, and that was it. So it's this individual who has belief in themselves. As soon as they can show their belief, their trust in themselves, other person will. You have to believe yourself first, so someone else to believe you. That is a
Yes.
problem. We don't have that belief and trust in ourselves. We are asking other people to trust us. It's not their mistake if they don't trust us, because we don't trust ourselves too.
Exactly.
You have to come
Right.
in with
Absolutely.
the self confidence. That's why when Kamar answered your question, Ronald, he said, "I'm already hired" or something like that, to that effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
And
was assuming that.
I said, Sunny, that thank you for having me and hiring me.
Exactly,
Exactly.
exactly, exactly.
Exactly.
That that
Yeah.
is the one that
That,
stood
that,
out
that,
and it stuck
yeah.
to my mind when I was listening when Ronald was asking you the questions. Immediately that was your answer, and I said, "Wow,
Yeah.
that set the tone, right? Yeah,
Yes.
that set the tone." Yes.
That, that's where you build up the confidence on the applicant, and especially when you really on the act of hiring here already. You just want some some what you call assurance, and how more values will be put into the company by the applicant.
So come in self-assured rather than apprehensive, or
Yeah.
tentative. So be okay. But how does it come? How does it come? Does it come with practice? Does it come with
Let,
too many disappointments, and then somehow you got to realize the next time around this might be my 10th interview. I'll now have to uh, more or less learn from the lessons of the past. Were you, for example, Kamar, were you that good initially, or did you experience a lot of, letdowns?
let,
Because I've got a question here. Question to the three attorneys. What are the, oh, sorry, here it is. Uh, okay, there's a question here. How do you turn down people? It may be overqualified, underqualified. How do you handle it? So same way as an applicant, you get disappointed, but did you learn? Were you disappointed when you were initially interviewing, doing the interviews the first time out, Kamar?
let me answer your first question, then I'll answer the second question of someone, maybe one of the viewers asked. You asked basically what it is so many disappointments which you come to the stage and say, look, I don't mind anything I say, whatever say, they will not hire me, so no, why not just go and be honest. My point is to you, it's not good enough to say what they want to hear. That's not good enough because it's not the truth. What you need to do, you need to believe in that. So suppose if you're good enough for a company, then go for that company. If you're going for just for sake of money and because it's a job availability, don't go. Don't ever try that. You need to believe in that. Then when you go, then your words will have some meanings, the power, and the other person will listen to you. It's heart to heart talk, not talking from a mouth and reaching to the other person ear. It has to be heart to heart talk. And that is why you have to convince your heart first that my heart is in this job. I can do better. I know I can do better. And then convincing is easy because other person also have a heart. So you just reach there. You reach to your own heart. It's easy to reach into other. The problem is the difficult job. We don't reach to our own heart. We think, look, it's nothing to do with us. It's everything in the other person's power to hire me or not to hire me. But that's not the case. You have to hire yourself first, then the other person will hire you.
Agree, Ronald?
Absolutely.
So
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
what would be your reaction to somebody? And I know that you will hire me. Somebody says that to you right straight away. What would you be taken aback, or you would admire the guy? Wow, this guy is self-assured, confident, and he's giving he seems confident to add value to our company, and he's giving me some sort of a more or less things that he would do to be able to do that, to achieve that, adding of value to our company. So you wouldn't feel, well, this guy's arrogant. No, you wouldn't feel that, Ronald.
No, again, it boils down again to the attitude of the applicant. No, you can see where when the applicant is arrogant, on where the applicant is just true to himself. No,
That's true. That is true.
overconfident thing is different from being arrogant. No, when someone
true.
really truthfully say what he say, you can even if he is probably overly confident and positive about him being hired, is something different when he's just being arrogant about himself. So like what Mr. Kumar, Mr. Reman said, no, if he deliver it the way he delivered it, so you will not feel being, he being arrogant, no, on that note, no. So he laid down what he believes in him, and he laid himself, no, truthfully, what he can do for the company, As I've said, he is as if he is hiring himself,
Okay, well,
He
Yeah,
tried to
that's correct.
convince himself that he can be part of the company and part of the long-term plan of the company.
Ronald, he wants you to he wants you to call him Kamar because he calls you Ronald. He calls me Sonny, and that's. So he's now our partner, business partner.
Ronald, knowledge, very very good point, and that's I think if we take whole of this program, and that's just one sentence is the key for all this program. Is you have to hire yourself first, and that is what we are trying to explain. That any potential employee, you need to hire yourself first, and I think Ronald hit the nail on the head. He says, look, you have to hire yourself first before you come to us.
Right, right, right. Well,
Absolutely true.
we might probably in future have a part three, no? Ronald, grabe, no? Ronald, you were part of the National Bank of the Philippines, which is the Philippine National Bank. You started out with Philippine National Bank, right?
Yes, I started in 1981 as a bank clerk. No, I came from the no, from
To
the lowest rank.
okay.
I was already a certified public accountant that time, during the time that I entered in the bank. But still, I started as bank clerk. My first salary is 745 pesos. I said, how much is that?
11 pounds or something like that.
That was
Yeah, but
a month.
a
A
month,
month. That was
11
my
pounds.
first salary.
11, 12, yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, and I,
You rose through the ranks.
I rose from the rank, yeah, and then on my first year, that is where I decided to go to take up law, because during that time in the bank, you cannot be promoted unless you have a masteral or you have a law degree, no, during that time. So that's why you close your office 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock in the evening, you go to the university. No?
Law school. Night school,
Law
law school.
schools.
All right, wow.
And
Fine.
normally, if you are a working student, you cannot do that in 4 years' time. 4 years' time is a full-time student, But fortunately for me, even if I am working at that one, I took only 4 years, no, full load every semester.
Wow. Wow.
Ronald, I don't know if
Wow.
Kamar knows this, but I salute you. I salute you, Ronald. You know why? You are one of those very, how do you call it, lucky few, because the bar exam in the Philippines is very difficult, no? Very, very difficult. Oh, very
Yes, it
difficult.
was.
And it's not easy to pass the bar. The failing, 80% sometimes, right? Only 20% would pass, no? Ronald? So, ganun na.
Yes.
So, we salute you.
During our time, we were called survivors because we only about 19% who passed the bar.
Imagine,
Wow.
90%, the 81% flunked, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's so difficult. So you're matalino, you're intelligent, talagang mahusay. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Well, the exercise, the purpose of we having you, Ronald, and of course the Kamar, is that we'd like to some sort of make this program something that people can learn from, be an inspiration somehow in the midst of this pandemic. So we're discussing, how you guys would treat applications. Because you guys are big guys already. You're the bosses, managing director, founding partner. So you have made it already, and now you're trying to give back by letting people know here how it is. Take it from us because we've been there. So I guess I want to thank you guys. It's a wonderful night. It is inspiring. You Kamar as a founding partner, and now you have many goats. I'm so glad that you have many of them. I don't know how many they are, but I'm sure you got loads and loads and loads of them. So,
Sunny, thank you very much. I've loved today's program because Ronald was there, and what a pleasant surprise. A real gentleman, and he explained his background, and you can tell why he's successful, because that is, even though that was not his first love, this banking may not be his first love, but his hard work, his commitment to make a difference, not his only in his own life and the life of others, and that is where he is now. And people like him, there's so many from different backgrounds. What we need to make sure they can we can help them. As Sonny, you already doing this, and there's a great job by the way by this show and the other shows you run.
thank you.
It's them back to their roots and explaining. I can tell you, there will be plenty of come 10 years old losing their father. There will be 5 years old children running with the goats, and same as Ronald in a different part of the world. What they need to know, and then that there is a bigger and better world there for us. It's not just what we are today, it will always be like this. There is plenty of people who were before us, they were like us, but look at there now. So this is a dream. This is, you can living a live show like here is we can do. And I think more and more individual like Ronald, that's what we need.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Mr. Laragan.
Oh, so well done. Sorry, I was just reading some messages here. Well, Ronald, okay, I guess we've made or somehow inspired, some people tonight because it's coming from you. You're not pretenders. You're the real guys. We really made it, and it really, despite all the odds, an orphan, a guy who was just a clerk when he started out, no, but now the managing director. So look at those, no? These are very humbling beginnings, and yet now you've reached the pinnacle of success because you, Ronald, are a managing director. Kamar, you guys, both of you started out. You wanted to be an engineer, Ronald. This guy is a mathematics and statistics, expert. That's how he started, but he ended up with this very fast forward moving,
But Sonny,
company.
Sonny, I hired to my first love now. Today I got a new job. So thanks to Ronald.
Oh yes,
Thank you.
Yeah.
yes, fantastic. Yes, Ronald, thank you very much for hiring. Yes, Kamar.
Sonny, now we promised that someone will be hired live show, and I proved that was the right statement. And this is the proof that I was hired. So I'm hired now. So we proved right. What we promised last week, we delivered it.
Exactly, and you were hired because you showed the example. So you have to say, your confidence and be hired right away. Feel that you're hired right away, di ba? Tama ba yan, Ronald? Tama
Yes,
yan?
yes,
Okay.
Sunny. Yes.
So good. Okay, well, I guess it's been a wonderful. Dana and I are just the extras tonight. Okay, and
No, it's amazing.
I know. What are your thoughts, Dana? Ronald. Now Kamar's been hired. Okay, he's now the. He's now your assistant. Okay, to the country manager.
Exactly.
So
For
yeah,
Italy.
but well, seriously, it's a wonderful program that we had tonight. It's inspiring.
inspiring.
Yes, we were putting it. It's kind of light, no. We're having fun. I actually enjoy doing this because we're talking of the how things, what makes a successful applicant. So this now puts in the mind of people. Ganun pala when I'm talking in Tagalog. Sorry, Kamar.
Yeah.
So that is it. So so that is it. That's how to apply. Be confident, because the first line that you did, I'm hired right away. That set the tone, and then you now follow it up with what value, what value can you add on to the company. So maganda, fantastic. So Kamar, thank you very much. You might have some final words to our viewers, probably to close. We've had a lot of people are saying, well done, congratulations, Dana, congratulations once again. Huh? We were so
Thank
proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
And,
you so
and being
much.
the new boss of Kamar. New boss. Okay, but he's leaving it in good hands, in capable hands. From the first time he saw you, he already believed in you, and he saw the potential. So
Thank you.
Deo Valente was like this, for example, 3 years ago. 3 years after, it is, andito na kayo, you went, and 2 years from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, always going up. What you were 10 years ago is different from is different now. So every year you set your goals and you grow and grow. So well done, and we're proud that you're in a very good company, Dana. Talagang really, really, aggressive and very good, very good. And he treats you equals. No, he treats you as a business partner. You're like a businessman. You're not an employee. Tama ba yun, Ronald? Is that a correct attitude?
Yes, definitely, Sunny.
No, pare-pareho lang. You are equals, no? You are my partner.
Absolutely.
And let's be together. So,
Absolutely.
wow, mabuhay. Well, Kamar, maraming salamat. Thank you very much. That's what I want to say. Time is kind of short lang, but we can have this, again. And I hope you enjoyed having Ronald with us tonight, Kamar. I hope you had enjoyed having Ronald. So let's have
And you
coffee
can
or
have-
whatever next time when we get the chance after the pandemic. Let's get together, the four of us. So
We should.
Yes.
We should.
and
We should.
and you should invite Ronald. He should be a guest in your event. Kamar, there you would see, because this is historic. Caviteños is where the first flag was shown.
Let's
Yeah, sorry.
live on air invite Ronald to Pakistan and have a visit, and I can show him so many different animals in our farm, and then he will know when we talk about humble beginning, what does it mean. So he will be my guest of honor.
Oh, Ronald, so there's
Looking,
an open
forward
invitation.
to that opportunity, Mr. Kamal.
Wow.
I really did enjoy the night, Sunny. Yeah, it's
But-
one
but-
way of giving back. Yeah.
I think if you were to go to Pakistan, Ronald, if I can give you a bit of advice, I think you have to do a lot, probably devote about a month of practice of walking, perhaps, because you might not know the extent and how vast the property is that you're going to be walking, walking through.
Wow.
So, diba? So yeah, that's just a bit of warning. But of course, he's welcome. He's welcoming you, no, but he hasn't welcomed me yet.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. But yes, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's be together. Ronald, you're most welcome to Pakistan. Ronald, siguro, any last few words? Baka may gusto ka, you want to greet somebody, or something that you forgot to say, during the course of our program that you might have remembered and would like to, probably add on to what you've said all throughout the program. Go right ahead, please, Ronald.
Yes, Sunny, again, it's a wonderful night. I super enjoyed the night, and thank you for the opportunity to be with wonderful people. Mr. Rahman here, Kamaraman, and of course, congratulations and a huge congratulations to our very own DANNA, for being the managing partner of Deo Valente. And I wish a company like this one with all this vision and diversity, with culture and inclusion, more success in the future. I know that you are expanding, so hopefully there would be another 3 offices all over the UK, DANNA, in your help.
Yes.
So
Yes,
good luck.
yes.
And Sunny, this program of yours is really inspiring. A lot of people are inspired with this program, and hopefully, more success to you, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ronald. You added value for tonight
Thank
with
you. Thank you
with
for
the story,
speaking.
your story that you told us, no? And of course, now that was amazing when you researched Kamar. Telling him about an orphan and so on and so forth. Wow, Deo Valente, what it means, and so on and so forth. That was amazing, Ronald. You impressed me, So hats off to you, my friend. So thank you also for being a part of tonight's show and graciously accepting our invitation. No, I think Kamar wanted you.
My
to be
pleasure.
here. And so yeah, we're so happy that you made it tonight. Kamar, any last few words? Anything that you'd like to still probably add on to what you've already said? Or anything that you remember, or you might want to have some shout outs, go right ahead, please.
Thank you very much for having me, Sunny, and thank you very much for all the viewers and nice comments, and all the congratulations to DANNA. You can tell from all the messages she is receiving of congratulations how loved she is throughout not only UK, back in Philippines and the rest of the world, because your show has been watched all over the Europe and even USA and Canada. So it's a great night, and I'd love to be back next time as a country head of Italy.
Yes, why not? All right. Why not? We'll have you, the country head of Italy, who happens to own vast tracts of land in Pakistan and in the UK. So yeah, thank you very much, Kamar. We're so honored having you, and yes, thank you very much for believing in DANNA, and that makes us, subliminally or vicariously, we are we are feeling the happiness, because we're proud of her. I'm sure you would feel proud of your countrymen, whoever, winning the Olympics or whatever, in whatever endeavor that is. It makes you proud. So she has made us proud, and thank you for giving her that opportunity and being of service and be of value to your company and to the people you are serving, your clients, that is. So thank you very much. Maraming salamat. We might have you again. Let's have you again, guys. Ronald and Kamar.
Definitely.
Maraming salamat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll see you again. Ayan.
Thank you.
Ayan. Okay. Ayan. So, naku, attorney, kumusta ba yan?
That was
Naku.
fun.
Oh, that was
That
fun.
really fun. Yeah,
You have-
nakakatuwa silang dalawa.
Yes, na-hire na siya. He's going to be starting in Manila as soon as the pandemic is over. You have Kamar working in under Ronald. He's the
Ronald Sipat.
contra manager. Yes, But-
Mr. Sipat.
pero Ronald's good because he from the ranks rose through the ranks, no. And imagine the passing percentage during the time was 19%. So for example, out of 1,000 candidates, bar examinees, out of 1,190, ganun ba? Tama? Ang pumasa.
Yeah.
And the
That's right,
810 failed, no? So,
That's right. That's right. It's
So-
amazing, and I am very inspired ako sa kanilang dalawa. And Mr. Sipat, proper gentleman, napaka, very, very humble, but equally, he's a man of substance.
yes.
He's a guy who's made it, but still very, very much, as I've said, very down to earth, very grounded.
Tama yan.
And very generous of his time. And
Yeah.
nakaka- so I just want to say
yeah.
thank you so much, Mr. Sipat, for joining us today, and thank you as well, Mr. Roman. It's very, very, as you said, light. It's inspiring. It's just what you need on a happy Tuesday. So yeah, that's very good.
Biglaan niya, no? Nanonood lang si Ronald and then we called him and he's okay. Talagang sabi mo, down to earth, very humble. Okay na okay yan, no? Cowboy,
Very good.
lahat na. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Self-made,
Very, very
sabihin na
good.
natin, no?
Yeah.
And a lot. If you need some tips, siguro, this is one of those guys that you need to consult because he can really, share some very good, experiences and ideas to you, no? That's because he's made it.
Absolutely.
So-
I love mentors. All throughout my life, all throughout my career, I sought mentors. I've been seeking mentors. I love. Sabi mo nga po, surround yourself with people more intelligent than you, and that's I absolutely adhere. I absolutely believe in that saying, because that's the only way that you can grow, that you can grow as a person. Pag lahat na nakapaligid sa'yo, may inspire ka to be better. So, hence, I surround myself with you, Mr. Laragan. So,
But yeah,
inspiring as very, very, as I said, one of the most inspiring pillars of this community. Very giving, very very much have a service-orientated mindset. And kaya ako, pag napupunta ako dito pag Tuesday, talagang nag-ground talaga ako. Talagang parang umuwi ako sa isang tahanan na nakaka-recharge, nare-remind ka kung ano talaga yung, sino ka ba talaga, ano ba talaga yung values mo, yung ethos mo. And with you as well as someone very positive, someone who's very, very much seasoned, veterano na, nakakatuwang may mga ganun sa buhay namin. So, thank you.
No, you're ano yan the feeling is mutual, attorney, attorney ka ngayon. Attorney yan. Oo, the feeling is mutual. We're so proud of you. In fact, watching you, people are so inspired looking at you. So, a young lawyer, very smart, di ba? It's so inspiring. So ako'y natutuwa, and I'd like to be with people who are really successful, di ba? Ganun lang talaga. You have to associate yourself with successful people because somehow it rubs off, di ba?
It rubs off,
Sabi
yeah.
nga, di ba? Sabi nga, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are, di ba? That's a classic
Absolutely.
adage, no? Adage
Yeah.
na that says tell me who are your friends. So if you want to grow and want to develop, then surround yourself with successful people or people who are really aspirants or mga go-getters. You don't go with
Absolutely.
people who are medyo, di ba, yung medyo feeling, yung mga losers and everybody, mga ganun. Masisira, maapektuhan ka eh. You think of garbage the whole day, garbage will come out of your mind and your mouth. You think of good things, di ba? Or you read up and everything, you fill your mind with good things, and what would come out of your mouth is not garbage, no? So, mga good ideas, good, mentors, yung magandang mentors, books, okay din yan, no?
Absolutely.
So, maganda, no?
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
I had a great
Absolutely.
night. We have
Fantastic
Kamar,
night.
Mr. Reman, si Ronald, no?
Yeah.
And well, they are enjoying themselves,
Yeah,
attorney,
I can see
di ba?
that. I can see
May
that.
napapalakpakan pa yan, mga ngiti
Palakpakan
nila.
pa, nakakatawa.
So we had a
Yeah,
wonderful
very
night.
good.
So I hope you guys said, oh, congratulations, Attorney Dana. Yun, wow. Kay Juliet Alviado Marcelino. Maraming naggaan sa'yo na talagang natutuwa sila. Congratulations. But we're happy for you, Attorney. We're so glad na ito ay nangyayari sa'yo. At mukhang, talagang sulit at talagang karapat dapat. You're really, do sa iyong mga nakakamit na mga achievement mo sa buhay. Ayan. Juliet, congratulations, Attorney Dana. Ayun. So we're proud of you. Oy, buong ka na si Attorney doon sa mga late tuners managing director. Managing partner, I should say. Teka muna, managing partner at the same time head of litigation and family?
The same. I'm still doing casework. I'm still a lawyer. I'm still
Okay.
doing the same thing. Nothing has changed in terms of yung current casework. I'm just I'm just doing other
okay,
jobs.
Ayan,
So
okay.
yeah, I have a bigger team, a slightly bigger team, who's a team for the management and a team for the casework as well. So I am actually also thank you to all those who have been supporting me. Na tell me kung sino nakasurround sa'yo, and then they are also part of the success pag nasa synergy yung energy nyo, yung synchronize yung energy nyo. And that's when magic happens, really. So I am thankful for my team members. I'm thankful for Mr. Rahman. I'm thankful for my colleagues who have been utmost supportive. So thank you.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you very much. So with that, we have to say good night na, no? At napakaganda ng gabi natin.
Yes.
So, ayan.
Absolutely.
It's a happy Tuesday talaga. It's a
It's
happy
a happy
Tuesday.
Tuesday. It's a happy Tuesday. Happy
Oo.
Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, so thank
Ayan.
you. Yeah.
At happy Tuesday talaga dahil we're so happy that you have been promoted to managing partner at malaking bagay yan. And we're proud. Ngayon, pakikilala ka namin, hindi lang partner. Dati partner lang di ba? And di ba? Ngayon, hindi na. Managing partner and head of litigation and family. Di ba? Malaki. Malaki. Well, surround yourself with successful people. Nabanggit ko lang, bukas magkakatuwaan lang kami, magkakakwentuhan kami. I don't know if you know Marites Allen.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes, she's my kumare. And tomorrow she's gonna join me on the Sonny Laragan show. And it might be perhaps a regular parang segment that we have with her. Just like you started as a segment, remember? Parang, di ba?
Yep.
Ngayon, parang isang, dati, I start the show, you come in the middle of the show, and then we end parang
That's
ganyan,
right.
no? But now, at least, eto na. No? It's a dedicated program, ang Legal Advice Corner. Yan, ganon.
Fantastic.
So, ayan.
Brilliant.
Bukas baka kasama ko, Dana, attorney, kasama ko si Marites. She appeared sa ITV. I don't know if you watched it. You saw it?
Oh, wow. No, I haven't.
Oh, you should watch
wow,
it.
galing naman.
Ang galing.
I will do.
Galing
I
na
will
segment.
do. I will do.
Magaling yung
Yeah.
that was, when was that? Kailan ba siya nag-guest? Kailan ba nag-guest? Kumari ko, kailan ba nag-guest yan? Monday yata. Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Monday.
Yeah.
Monday,
yeah.
yung kumare-play yan. So, yeah, we're so proud of her. Napakaganda ng kanyang interview ni Holly and, sino pangalan nun? Philip, ano pangalan ng guy? Holly and, so once this morning, yung katandem niya.
I don't know.
You forgot? Okay. But that guy,
I don't know.
Phil or something, Phil or gano'n, no? But anyway, so yan. Bukas si Marites Allen, meron lang ho kami parang soft showing lang ho ng Sonny Laragan show. officially we're gonna have it mid-February. Parang ano lang ho yun, parang soft launching lang. We moved it down from the evening to the daytime. Parang nang sa ganun, you can have the likes of mga artista, politiko, Boy Abunda, at tag dito, Rufa Gutierrez, at least makachika ko doon sa ating program. May chance yun. Okay, attorney, nagpaalam ka na ba, attorney?
Hindi pa po. But
Oh,
yes,
sige,
go
magpaalam ka
ahead,
na, magpaalam
go
ka na.
ahead,
Sige,
yeah.
baka may mga shoutouts ka pa or anything, baka may gusto kang pasalamatan, no? At yung mga bumabati sa iyo sa iyong pag-congratulate sa iyong ano. Yeah, very proud of you, Attorney Dana. Ito, teka muna si Emeline Rafael. Kasi magtatampo to eh. Alam mo, every time nagme-message to, naka-all caps eh. So I don't know kung galit to sa atin or very proud lang talaga. Ayan.
Thank you, Emily. Nakakatawa naman. Thank you. Maraming salamat, everyone. I think, I wouldn't be where I am kung wala yung suporta ng komunidad na to, kung wala yung community na to that I'm very inspired with na umuwi every Tuesday. Yun yung ano kayo, umuwi ako sa tahanan na to every Tuesday. So, to everyone, thank you so much. Maraming salamat po. So, keep being happy, keep choosing to be happy, not just on a Tuesday, but every day. And Mr. Laragan, maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po sa...
Maraming salamat. Ako dapat magpasalamat dahil you made our lives happy and meeting you and having you on the show, doing the show together with you is a joy, no? So, maraming salamat. One last question lang bago, yan bang opisina mo? Yan, same office pa rin ba? Kasi, di ba, magbabago na kayo na address? Nalipat na ba? Hindi ba?
Yeah, we're just towards the end of, meron na po kami doon. But we're just finalizing things up there.
So we shouldn't be using the new address yet. Ito munang luma muna.
Oh, yeah, pwede na po. Nandito na kami sa transit.
So we will change the address mo doon sa yung parang ating plug na announcement?
Yeah, we will. We
change.
can now. Yeah.
We can now. Okay. Baka kakuladyan ka pa doon sa sa same address mo. Sa Lurk,
Yeah. Lurk Street, yeah.
Lurk Street. Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's been a wonderful night for guys, no? Sana you had a wonderful time, you enjoyed it. And of course, may saya ho tayong nalaman dahil si Attorney Dana Quinto ay managing partner ho. Kasi managing director si Ronald Sipat. Managing partner na ho ng DV Solicitor. So that makes us very proud, no? At I'm also proud talaga, honored now we have Attorney Dana. We've been together doing the show. Malapit na ho first anniversary to. Soonish na yun, no? This was the time when this pandemic thing started. Almost, I remember I was in Spain when we did our show Yata. And we were lucky to be able to get out of Spain because if we missed it by one day, we were probably stranded there and stuck there. Yeah. So we were able to. But that was a memory, when all of these things happened, when the world has changed, something changed here with us. We had Attorney Dana Quinto. And I remember the first day, your first few days, you didn't know Edgar Duway, the likes of these people, the viewers didn't know who you were. And Edgar called you Attorney... Hyper.
Yeah.
So Attorney Hyper, Hyper, the DQ.
So Edgar Duway.
So ayun, di ba? Yun ang niya.
Nostalgia tayo this.
Sabi nga sino to, bagong-bago, no? Ano yan? Sino ba yan? Bago. Nobody knew who you were, no? Nobody knew you from Eve or nobody knew from Adam, di ba? Yung kanang expression, no? But here you are now, no? Almost a year on. And we've gained friends. Yung ating social bubble, virtual, has grown. And they became friends. Now, not just viewers, but eventually people that we, who are our friends eventually. So maraming salamat. Maraming salamat doon sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay. Let's do it again. Let's make Tuesday very happy. Always happy. Of course, with the presence of Attorney Dana Quinto. Pero syempre, kung meron ho kayong mga tanong, wag ho kayong mag-atubili. No? So, let's... samantalahin na ho natin yung kaalaman ni Attorney Dana. Kung may mga tanong ho kayo, whatever it is, no? Sa legal questions, make it a habit to watch us. And if you have some questions, don't hesitate to call her, si Attorney Dana. Nasa DV Solicitors, pwede ho nyo i-google yun, find out, pwede nyo tawagan. Okay, so sa ngalan ho ni Attorney Dana, at sa ngalan ho ng dalawang guest namin, si Attorney Ronald Sipat, Managing Director ho ng Banco de Oro, at syempre yung founding partner ng Deo Volente or DV Solicitors. Ito po si Sonny Laragan, sa ngalan din ni Attorney Dana, nagsasabing thank you very much. Let's do it again. Let's make Tuesday again happy next week. Kita-kita, enjoy, keep safe and well. Bye.